Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Lito Farah, the host of Cribwolf Talks. Our program Cribwolf Talks spotlights social organizations by offering them an opportunity to showcase their vital services to members of our community that are vulnerable and underserviced, which includes individuals with developmental disabilities, often referred to as a silent minority. It is widely known that people with diverse abilities require deeply affordable housing. Having said this, a roof over their head does not provide them with the fullness of life they deserve. People with diverse abilities need access to support services, employment, healthy foods, community engagement, and to experience inclusivity. On this final episode of our three-part series on Kerr Street Mission, located in the heart of Oakville, Ontario, we will continue my discussion with Gary O'Neill, the Executive Director of Kerr Street Mission, on his views on the much-needed construction of more deeply affordable housing with support services for people who are a valuable part of our community that desperately need a place to live. And also Gary's thoughtful closing comments about community caring for community. We'll end this episode with a visual tour of this fabulous facility. Let's now join my discussion with Gary O'Neill, the Executive Director of Kerr Street Mission.
Kerr Street Mission is an organization in downtown Oakville, and we serve a number of different communities in the area. We look at supporting our families holistically and are really just there to walk alongside of them.
We are serving more than 600 people over here every week. Fresh food goes a long way in terms of having the correct nutrition. If they have any trouble, any challenge in their life, this is where we get into their life and start helping them.
The value that the clients are getting, for $20, they're getting over like $80 worth of food.
Our market is open 8 times a week, and clients are actually able to come into the market and shop for themselves healthy, nutritious food that fits their cultural needs and fits their dietary needs as well. We also do send community delivery packages to families that aren't able to make it in to make sure that everyone has access to the food that they need.
Kerr Street Mission is help for the present and hope for the future.
You know, recently you completed the Kerr Street Mission strategic plan. I also understand, I was going to read this, on February 5th, 2025, the Halton region announced it would receive $3.6 million to be used to complete construction on 52 assisted housing units at 265 Kerr Street, including 22 supporting housing units designed for people transitioning out of homelessness. How was this announcement received by you?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, this is so needed. The other side of that coin is it's a drop in the bucket.
Yes.
It's not enough. We need 5 more buildings like that. But let's be happy with 1, right? Because for the people to get in there, it's going to make a huge difference. We know there has never been encampments in Oakville. In part, the number of homeless people was small enough that for the most part they could get into shelters. There are some people with, it could be mental health issues, it could be just completely discomfort in living in congregate living, that people wouldn't go into a shelter. They would typically move off to Toronto or Hamilton. The number across our province is so high right now that we have 4 encampments in Oakville. There's one I just discovered near my house where I saw a shelter, and I went through the forest and realized someone's been living there. Oh. So, any additional unit we can provide, especially if it's self-contained, so someone can live in there on their own, that we can get them off the street, get supports around them, and help them, hopefully get their life back together. Again, if I go back to some studies that have been done in Canada and the US, it's quite remarkable where they've taken someone who's a drug addict living on the street and they've put them into a self-contained unit. They've given them a roof over their head and some safety. It's over 50% of people actually kick their drug habits on their own without any additional support. So oftentimes, like that woman who was in the GO train or the GO station, mm-hmm. When you put that kind of uncertainty and stress and crisis around people, sometimes the way they cope with it is with a substance. If you add on additional support for people and dealing with whatever issue they're struggling with, the chance of them changing their life or making significant progress towards improvement, is quite high. And then I would also say that even the people that can't kick the habits and still struggle, they don't want to be like that. That's not their choice. And you know, for whatever reason, and we don't know their past, we don't know what they've experienced, you know, that's their struggle, is they shouldn't be left to be on the street. So having this unit down there is amazing. You know, it's a really good start. And now what we need to do is we need to see 4 or 5 more of those buildings built.
We need to build more, and on a positive note, I do sit on the board of the Intentional Community Consortium, and you know, it's a national consortium that really advocating for more housing, and with affordable and deeply affordable, with support, with access to supports and shared learning. So what successful projects are happening, everybody else knows, and we can pass on this knowledge. So hopefully we'll get through. Our message will get through to federal and various levels of government, provincial, federal, and municipal. So, you know, I really have enjoyed interviewing you. You're a great storyteller, and you've done wonderful things here, but I'm not going to let you leave until you let our audience know, what is the one overarching message you'd like to leave us with? I know it's a difficult question, but what would that be?
Yeah, you know, I really truly believe, and my experience here has played this out, is Kerr Street Mission. If I could describe Kerr Street Mission to people, the very first thing I would say is it's the community caring for the community. We have, I think it's 135 volunteers that have regular shifts. We have the meal groups and some other food sorting, other things that they just come in, you know, maybe once, twice, or 3 times a year. There's probably another 250 people that are involved in that. And then I look at our donors. You know, most people would be really surprised to think that an essential service like our food market, never mind all the other things, just the food market, is not supported by any level of government. Our last year, our budget was expense budget was $3.6 million. 5% was from government funding.
Wow.
So the community coming and volunteering and supporting what we do on a daily level, the community donating, is what makes this possible. So, you know, my encouragement to people, the overarching message is be part of Kerr Street Mission. Help how you can. And, you know, again, we are a hub of care that is totally committed to coming alongside people in whatever their situation is and getting them to a better spot. And we can only do it if the community, you know, really embraces that and says we want to be a part of it. And so far they have. It's been fantastic. I have been inspired by the volunteers' commitment to help and how much they care for other people. And I've been inspired by the way people have given. One last story, if you'll let me. A lady came over, she just lives up the street, and she came in one day and she had a small check, $40. And she said, I've been unemployed for 2 years. I just started work. And the first thing I wanted to do is come and give you this donation of $40. My response was, are you sure you can afford it? And she said, no, I really want to do this. And then I said, I don't remember seeing you here before. And it turned out she'd never come. In her 2 years, she should have come. You know, she would have been able to eat healthier during that period of time and got other supports, but she never came. And she always felt there was people in worse condition than her. But she still came to give that $40 check on her first paycheck because of the difference we made. And I said, well, how did we make a difference if you didn't come? And she said, knowing that you were here, that I could have come if I needed to, if I didn't have food, she said that kept me going. So, you know, as a community, if we think about what we as a community have provided for people, not only can they come and get help, but it's also the relief, the confidence, the security that if I really need help, that's where I can go. And when people see how much the community cares, it's almost like, you know, we call it a beacon of love and compassion. It gives people hope in society and mankind that there are people that care. And it's kind of like the friendships and the community, right? Sometimes it just seems like, oh, it's easy to say community is important. It's easy to say friendships are important. It's more important to give them food or help them with their rent. It's actually just as important. And what it does for us in terms of how we feel about ourselves and the hope we have for the future.
Well,
Community caring for the community.
I love everything you said, all your stories, Gary, and I'm sure our viewers will understand what Kerr Street Mission is all about, because I certainly do. I've learned a lot today, and I want to thank you for being on our program.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Maybe it's time for that little tour now. What do you think? See our viewers can see this place.
Yeah, sounds good. I'd love to do it.
Thank you very much. Here we are to start our tour, so maybe I'll let you lead us through this facility, your organization.
Yeah, this is our lobby space. One of the things we always have in our lobby is bread.
So every morning you have this full.
Every day we have a few of these racks. On this side of the building is our food market, dining hall, and kitchen, and we have a variety of programs that run in the dining hall. Upstairs is our children and youth area. And to the right here we have a small office meeting and interview room, and beyond that is the gym. It's wonderful to have a gym space. It's used for our summer camp. It's used for our after-school programs. The high school that meets here will use it for a period of the day. And it's the regular width of an elementary school gym. It's a little bit shorter, but a great facility.
We use this facility for ages 4 to 17. All the programs here. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very nice. You have different programs here.
Yeah, so this is a multi-purpose room, very often set up as a dining hall. It's also the waiting room when the food market is open. There's times when I've come in and there's 30 people waiting for their turn to go in the food market. The food market is usually only 2 families at a time, because as you'll see, they do get to shop, and it's a small area. We've had educational events, we've had fun social activities. There's a variety of things that can take place, and it's really easy to reconfigure the tables.
Okay, here's
Come on
the store.
into our food market.
Very nice.
You can stay. This is one of our staff at GK.
Hello, GK.
Who make sure that the market is stocked and ready for clients when they arrive. So this area here is all food that we call reclaimed. So it's still before the best before date, but it's getting closer. And this changes depending on what's available each day. You see these baskets here. The baskets, there's apples in this one, carrots in this one, peppers in this one. They will go out here, and usually it's hardier vegetables that have a longer shelf life. On this side in the refrigeration, we have what we call our Choose Fresh program. So again, 1 week, weeks 1 and 3 will be produce, weeks 2 and 4 is the protein packs. And then on the opposite wall, we have our non-perishable items. So we have committed to a consistent and dependable supply of healthier, non-perishable items, other than maybe the macaroni and cheese, which every kid loves. But
Sure do.
you know, again, staple items
Yep.
that are an important part of a healthy diet. Families come in. You can see on this tag there's different colors and numbers. When people register, they get different color cards depending on the size of their family. So the larger families can take 2 items of this, the smaller families 1. It's the same throughout. And yeah, and this room has changed a lot. We've expanded and we've put in fridges because we really wanted to focus on the produce and proteins, as that's such a key part of a healthy diet.
We have a team of volunteers here during
Yeah, for each market there's 4 volunteers.
4
So there's someone that registers them, there's someone that helps with the reclaim, someone helps with the Choose Fresh, and someone that helps here. So each family has about 10 minutes, a little longer than that, to come through and shop and choose the things that they want. We have found behaviors have changed. Now that they know these products are here every single week, we find often people will say, oh, I don't need that, I still have some at home. Oh. Interestingly, prior to having a consistent, dependable supply of these specific items, people would take everything they could get. And it's that scarcity mindset of, I don't know if it'll be available, I better take it now. This shelf changes. So sometimes it's hygiene products, sometimes it's a product like cereal or peanut butter that will last longer.
There.
Yeah.
The new inventory.
Yeah, so we will have some volunteers to come in and work with our staff to stock it prior to the first food bank. So today we have a food bank at 1 o'clock and we have another one at 6.
These are purchased, right? Purchased?
These are all donated.
All donated.
Yeah. Yeah, just the items in the Choose Fresh refrigeration are purchased.
Wow, that's great.
So come on in and I'll show you the kitchen.
Busy place.
So this is a commercial kitchen. We have a commercial dishwasher, we have commercial ovens. We can cook for small groups, we can cook for large groups. We've had meals for up to 150 people here. Problem with that is it needs to move to the gym because the dining hall won't hold 150 people, but the capacity in this kitchen is terrific. As you can see, we have bread being packed today, so every day bread comes at the end of the night. In the morning, we have these lovely volunteers come in and repack it into smaller sizes for people to pick up. This gives you a good idea of the quantity of bread that's delivered. This is a bigger delivery than normal, but every day we get at least, I would say, minimum of 2 racks full.
Depends on the day.
That's right, depends on the day.
On weekend, we get daily bread and everything else. And we can do it up to an average of 4 racks.
Yeah.
After a long weekend, because it comes in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Very good.
So this is a friend who has been, as I told earlier about the community, caring for the community, has been a faithful volunteer for the 12 and a half years I've been here.
Wow.
And has done from painting to bread
we really appreciate
to
your work.
warehouse. So you can always count on him to lend a helping hand. So this is a poor excuse for a warehouse. We've actually had to get warehouse space off-site, but really what we do is we look, the staff will look every day at what went in the market, what's still needed, and then they will order it from our warehouse partners, and they will bring it in. So it's really just a holding area to be able to stock the market. We have a walk-in freezer in the market, and we have a walk-in refrigerator in the parking lot to be able to have that same holding center before the market gets stocked each day. So here we're in our upstairs at Kerr Street Mission. So this is our children and youth area. So we have a center here, or a lounge. We've got a couple of classrooms on either end of the hall, little common area which we often put food out in, and then there's a number of offices. So we'll go in and you'll be able to get a look of what the lounge is like. So it's a very comfortable space, and there's lots of options, easy to be refigured. And for the kids, younger kids, we can do all kinds of programs. You know, from activities to crafts to whatever, and then it's a great hangout space for youth. So this is one of the classrooms. This is set up like a typical classroom. Where you saw the lounge is a very untypical classroom. Mm-hmm. They also have another classroom down the hall where if students need tutoring or help, and it's much more individual. Typically here, this is not a normal school day. Typically they'd have a number of students here, and just like a normal classroom, the teacher would be here and teaching maybe science or a math class. Yeah, you can see some of our kids have done some artwork.
These are the ones that are in the program to get extra credits.
Yeah.
For this. Very nice.
Hi, I'm Tim Moore. I'm the Child and Youth Program Manager here at Kerr Street Mission. Why don't we take some time to listen to some of the kids who come to our program?
Hi, my name is Dalit, and what I like most about Kerr Street is that I get to hang out with my friends, and the snacks are really good, and I love to play sports.
My name is Alexander, and my favorite thing at Kerr Street would probably be playing sports, and I like playing sports in the gym with my friends.
I love playing games with my friends. It's an enjoyable experience.
I like learning new things and new sports.
It's just pretty fun to be here, and I enjoy the people here, and it really makes me happy.
The most fun trip is when we went to this water park. We went there 3 times, and it was very fun because I had to hang out with my summer counselors and my friends.
I think I would say that my favorite field trip was going to the pool because it was just really fun. Just splashing in the water and just jumping in.
My favorite field trip was Wet n Wild because it was my first time going to a water park, and there were lots of big rides that were really enjoyable.
I loved going to the ice rink because it was fun to just skate around and have fun.
I like coming to Kerr Street Mission because the snacks are great and they put a smile on my face. Tim and Kyle are very good coordinators, and they're very fun and funny and creative in what we do every day.
Each day we just do something different, and I just want to learn more things about Kerr Street.
At Kerr Street here, the people who work here and do their things here and plan out our activities make this place a fun place.
It's a fun and enjoyable place. We get to go to the gym, play sports, upstairs, playing video games, and we have snack, dinners on Friday. Yeah, you're missing out on all of that.
I got connected with Kerr Street Mission when I started coming here for camp. I was around 8 years old. I just moved to Oakville from Toronto, so it was a good way for me to make friends and stuff like that.
I started coming to Kerr Street Mission in grade 9. I was actually showed by my friend Tyrese, who was one of the early people in the program. And he just showed me because it had a basketball court, and I used to really like basketball. So it was a really good opportunity to come play and just just chill, just have good vibes only. And yeah, it was just like a home away from home in a sense. So that was the best part about it.
I just finished up a 5th year of high school, came back to get better at sports, get better in school, get some better marks, get some marks up, and I'm planning on going to SMU. I made the decision to sign my commitment letter to SMU here because I started playing sports here, So I don't think that I would be in the position that I am right now with football if I didn't get the footwork and all that stuff that I learned playing basketball in the gym downstairs, After all these years, even when I walked back in after a couple years of not being here, it felt the exact same, it felt like home. The second I stepped in, everyone was so quick to welcome me. One thing that I would tell the kids that want to come to Kerr Street Mission is that this place is a good place to learn, A lot of the opportunities that I have right now is because of here.
Kerr Streetwear was essentially just a program where kids get to learn how to create streetwear. They get how to know how to design and kind of find a creative outlet in the form of clothing. And then when they found out I do fashion, they just asked me if I could come in as a guest speaker. The goal was to help the kids create their own designs, I guess. A good opportunity just to express yourself and just get some cool clothes, look cool.
The people here, they really care about you. They care about helping you make the right decisions, and anytime I've needed to ask Tim for something, anytime I've come in, he's always been eager to help, He wants to help anyone that he can, he's a really good person like that.
Kerr Street has helped a lot. I can't even begin to elaborate because my mom used to come here and get food and stuff because we lived right there, and we had just moved to the country, so I didn't know anyone. I didn't really have too many friends, but coming to Kerr Street, there's a ton of friends. There's a ton of people you can speak to. I feel it's the most it's a nurturing environment. When I was younger, you don't really see, but you start to see how much supervisors really care and they really want to see the kids excel in all these programs, all these things. You start to see they're parents almost, just trying to give you the best you can at Kerr Street, Kerr Street's a community, and because it's simply just a family, everyone is helping each other. And I really felt that way because every person I know who's here can always come back and always feel that feeling of like joy just being here. I don't know, it just feels comfortable. You never stress. Just home away from home.
I just want to say thank you to all the donors and everyone who's helping Kerr Street Mission. Without you guys, I wouldn't be at the position I am, and it's because of you that there are going to be plenty more people just like me and Elijah and Keenan and Selena, all those people, just because of you guys, so I just want to thank you.
We've come to the end of our last episode of our 3-part series on Kerr Street Mission. All of our episodes have illustrated that Kerr Street Mission is a gathering place and hub of care, and as Gary O'Neill has stated, offering help for the present and hope for the future. As I've said before, Kerr Street Mission is a well-deserved gem within the Oakville community. What we have learned from Gary O'Neill is that these core programs offered to those in need truly prove that the community caring for community really works and is valued and appreciated greatly by individuals and families accessing the multitude of services, regardless of what stage of their life they are in. I do believe that a healthy family is a building block to a healthy community. Thank you, Gary, and thank you all Kerr Street Mission volunteers. Watch all of our episodes on YouTube. If you're a Cogeco subscriber, check your TV Halton Community Channel schedule and Cable 14 Hamilton for our monthly viewing. Keep sending your emails, and we love reading your social posts. So if you are doing great things in a community that improve the quality of life for those within our vulnerable population who wish to share your message on a future webcast, send your request to info@cribwolftalks.com. Remember, there are people within our vulnerable population that need help. I'm Lino Farah. Thank you for watching Cribwolf Talks. Be well.